Hello everyone and welcome to this video. I hope y'all doing okay and you're healthy and yeah. In today's video, let's talk about a new anime called Deca-Dence. Um yeah, that's what I want to talk about today, Deca-Dence. So this anime falls into the steampunk category and it's basically the story of a girl named Natsume who lost her father when she was still a child and lost one of her hand at the same time, and she grew up in this city called Deca-Dence. It's like a moving city because the world has been destroyed or something like that. Like the world is not a place where you can live anymore, because there are these monsters named, I forgot their name. I forgot what they called, but those monsters are just like living around on Earth, and they made Earth a not a safe place to live. The entire humanity lives in this moving city, and this Natsume wants to be a fighter or a tanker. Their work is to go outside this city to fight those monsters, like to clean Earth for people to actually live there once again and not just being trapped into this little city. Like out of school or out of the orphanage, they have to choose where they want to work, and she chose like being a tanker and they said no, because she's actually a bug in the system. She's not supposed to be alive, she's supposed to be dead, because when her father died and she lost her hand, she actually almost died, and so she's not registered in the system. Like the work you're gonna do are like kind of given through through the system, like with the system, and since she's not in the system, like she can't have the job that she wants, and she really wants to go outside and fight monsters, so she finds another way, and this way is called, it's actually a person, and he's called Kaburagi. He is her chief, where she was assigned to, like her work. She kind of succeed to convince him to train her to be a tanker. That's kind of what this anime is about. I think this anime is really interesting. I've heard a lot of people compare it to Shingeki no Kyojin, like Attack on Titans. It's kind of the same environment, like humanity is trapped into like walls. Like it's not really walls here, but nevertheless they're trapped in that decadence thing. And like in Shingeki no Kyojin, they're trapped in between walls. To fight those monsters, they use an equipment. I forgot its name too, but they use an equipment who allows them to fly around. I can see why people are comparing those two enemies. So what we need to know about Deca-Dence is that it's an original project, which means that there's no manga behind it. The story was made for the anime. Like it's not like a manga. They adapted it into like an anime. No, the story was made for the anime. The studio in charge of like producing this anime is the Nut Studio. Also produced Yojo Senki. And the studio in charge of the 3D animation is the Chiptune Studio. Never heard of it. When I looked it up, I could only find one thing that they actually did. It looked nice, but yeah, never heard of this studio. What I want to talk about in this video actually is like the story, because I think that it's a really like interesting story, and it's really actually deep. It's kind of like uncomfortable to watch sometimes, and that I think that it makes it like a really good story, and thus a really good anime. So I am going to spoil. When I'm filming this video, there's only 5 episodes out. I don't know how many episodes there will be in the future. I will probably make more videos about this anime, depending on how the story evolves, but yeah. I'm gonna spoil in this video those 5 episodes. Everything. I'm just gonna spoil. So if you haven't watched it, go, leave. The interesting part in this anime is really the story, because I'm gonna have to compare it to Shingeki no Kyojin too, but like in Shingeki no Kyojin, like they're trapped in this wall, but we learn a little bit after that there's more to the story, and it's kind of the same thing here, just that they didn't waste too much time going straight into the hidden part of what we see. So what we see from the outside and from the protagonist's point of view, like from Natsume's point of view, is that I guess that outside those walls there's absolutely nothing aside from monsters, so you can't live there. and humanity is just like reduced to live into that city to survive, and that's how things actually are. But in reality, when you get a little bit deeper in the story, and you get you go from the perspective of Kaburaki, you actually realize that the entire story, what the protagonist think is real and is her life, everything is just a game. It's just a game, and actually this Deca-Dence thing is, yeah, it's just a huge game that rich people installed to be entertained. That's what I got. That's what I understand from that. And the actual story is not we can live on Earth anymore because of these monsters, but the story is in the 25th in the 25th century. Like the air was so polluted and everything was just chaos, and what human did, and when I say human here, like it's not specified in like the anime, but I think that what rich people did is that they transferred like their soul, their mind into robots, and like a big company was put in charge of Earth or something. And this Deca-Dence thing is just like a game center for these robots, but actually the person like inside the Deca-Dence, like inside the city, are actual person, like a real person, like a real human being. So that's why I think that the robots are actually like rich people, like people who got lucky enough in life to be not to be like in this Deca-Dence thing, because I think that those people are actual people. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's the plot twist. They're not human. But the thing is, like, they feel emotions like humans do. When one of them dies, they cry. They actually think that they're fighting to clean the earth of those monsters that kind of like took it away from them. When it's actually not the case. Those monsters, I think, were made by this company that is in charge of Earth. That's what that's what I understood. It's like those monsters were made. There's really no way out of it because it's a perpetual game. Yeah, I talked to you about earlier about tankers, and inside those tankers there's a different category of fighters, and they're called rankers. And those rankers are actually like, you know, those robots who are actually human, like humans in robots. They transferred their mind into like human bodies. Is it human bodies? I don't even know. I'm so confused. Like in human bodies, and to be able to go against those monsters and fight them too. Like, but it's a game, right? It's a game. So since it's a game, when they die, like in this in fighting those monsters, they don't actually die. They just go back to their like robot like body. I'm thinking of something right now. Is it even the same word? Like, because like in the 5th episode, right, when they beat this like alpha monster, a new level starts. That's what I understood. A new level starts, and you have this. No, actually makes sense. No, actually makes sense. Ah, I'm so confused because like in the 5th episode, the end of the 5th episode, like they pass the level, so there's a new level starting, and you see like the sky changing and stuff, and I was like, yeah, is this a real word? Is this really like the word or something? But yeah, it's the real word. It's just like that they are like under the dome. So I guess what changed was like what was projected by the dome, since inside the dome it's like the video game. So maybe the robots are like outside the dome. I don't understand. It's really disturbing because, as I said, like to rankers players, it's a game. It's a game. They don't care about who dies. They don't care about who lives. They don't care about their own life. Most of the time, they just don't care. But beside them, like people are actually dying, if they are really human. Because at this point, I just don't know. Even if they weren't human, you know, they're still like feeling. I guess that they're feeling stuff. Because if they're not human, those feelings that we see are actually programmed, right? I don't know. Also, there's a deep thinking about how their society works, you know, like Kaburagi, his job is actually to take bugs down. I don't know if I told you, but the dome, I guess it's the dome, or like the whole planet, I don't know, is like ruled by this program, this system, and this system doesn't allow bugs. From a practical state of mind, like when you program something, you don't want bugs. And here, what they call bugs are actual people. Like, for example, like Natsume. She's a bug. The system totally denies her right of being like alive. It really makes us wonder about, yeah, like in society in general, should bugs be like just removed from society, or like should we like learn how to live with them? Can you actually consider someone like as being a bug, because it's still a human being, if they're human, of course. I think they're human, but just poor, like the poor part of the humanity, and the rich part got transferred into robots. Deca-Dence is really, really, really interesting, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in the future. Shingeki no Kyojin is gonna end soon, and I'm wondering what is going to replace that. I don't think this can get to Shingeki no Kyojin, but it has like potential if it's not just a 12 episode little fling. That's all I wanted to say. If you like this video, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Bye!